So, when it comes to Superman, he is the most iconic and recognizable superhero to ever have lived. With a new film that just came out, I wanted to take the opportunity to try and really delve into what I think is his most essential story. That, of course, being All-Star Superman. Created by Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely, and Jamie Grant, respectively, All-Star Superman asks the question, what does the strongest man in the universe do with the time he has left? Following a rescue mission in space, Superman is afflicted with acute solar radiation poisoning, and is slowly dying, claiming it feels like fireworks going off in his hands. With this news, Superman over the course of his story spends his final year doing the best he can, righting wrongs and getting his affairs in order, dubbed the 12 Labors of Superman. The story goes heavily into the ideas of death and acceptance of it. The story really takes the time to go through what I believe are the most important aspects of Superman's life, from his relationships to Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, his Kryptonian heritage, and of course his relationships to adversaries such as Lex Luthor and Bizarro. You see his love for Lois stronger than ever, but his inner turmoil in being 100% honest with her. We see Lex's slow descendance into full-blown madness over Superman and his deeds. We get more on Bizarro and his world. Kryptonians Bar-El and Lilo, as well as the bottled city of Kandor, are also explored. Funnily enough, I think the book's biggest strengths are its unwavering choice, and spoilers for the book if you don't know, Morrison had the guts to actually commit and have Superman die at the end. I for one am very much for it, and the journey established along the way towards the ending, we're treated to one of the best stories about heroism and coming to terms with your end. One of the major things I've always thought was interesting is Superman's attitude to his own death. Upon finding out that he's dying, he just sees the irony, and the only thing able to kill him was what gave him his amazing power. Following this news, we follow Superman's journey over the course of a year in, which we see him fighting time traveler Samson and Greek Titan Atlas for Lois's affection. We then see Jimmy Olsen become Doomsday to fight Superman under the influence of black kryptonite. We treated the Clark Kent interviewing Luthor and seeing Lex's stubbornness in full force, refusing to accept death even as he's facing the electric chair. The one arc in this story I couldn't really enjoy was the Bizarro World storyline. Personally, I find almost every character speaking Bizarro speak really difficult to comprehend. I feel it goes on for too long and really brings down the flow of the narrative in my opinion. Though, to its credit, I really enjoyed the character of Zabaro, a tortured soul surrounding people who do nothing but mock him for being different, which I praise Morrison's writing because this character type can easily come across as pretentious or obnoxious. But Zabaro does bring out some genuine sadness that I really thought was good. My favorite arc was the Chronivore segment set in Clark's youth, when three men come to help out on the farm. This is then revealed to be Kal Kent, the Superman of 85-250 AD, the unknown Superman of 45,000 AD, and I'm not even gonna try, Superman of the 5th dimension. Together they are the Superman Squad, and are trying to capture a creature called a Chronivore, a beast that consumes the time of people around it. Clark demands he be allowed to help, but Kal tells him to stay away. This leads to them fighting briefly as Clark joins the fray. However, Kal informs him that Jonathan Kent has suffered a fatal heart attack. This leads to Superman flying back to Pa Kent as fast as possible, causing his hair to ignite. One of my favorite panels in comic history. This arc is so good, showing Superman's determination in every scenario, from battling the Chronivore and then to save his father as well. As well as Clark coming to the realization that, unfortunately, you can't always save everybody. This arc ends with the reveal that the unknown Superman of 45,000 AD is actually the main Superman of the story we've been following, who concealed his identity from his younger self. He's met by Superman Prime, and he is gifted a golden flower for Jonathan, indestructible and everlasting, to remind them all who they are and who they'll always be. There's a few more arcs in the book, specifically Bar-El and Lilo and the actual ending itself, but I don't have much to add, and I highly recommend you read the book yourself. The Chronivore arc is my favorite, both in art and writing. Weirdly enough, I love how Frank Quitely drew the wind in the fields as well. It feels almost Ghibli-like in its detail, and it doesn't feel overly detailed like I think his art can look at times. All-Star Superman is, in my opinion, an amazing story of how mortality makes us stronger, and able to create such lasting legacies in our world. This story is evident of that itself, originally releasing in 2005, and is still talked about 20 years later. You see it in real life, where people have a drive to live after a near-death experience, or when they're told that unfortunately they're running out of time a lot quicker than they thought they could. Superman does the same. He works to put all of his affairs in order, and make sure the world will be safe as possible after he's gone. The final message I take from Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely, and Jamie Grant's All-Star Superman is, we may not live forever, but that is what makes us strong. And that was All-Star Superman, probably one of the most essential books you'll ever need if you want to be a fan of Superman. If you can, get yourself a copy, I highly recommend it. I also recommend Superman for All Seasons and Superman Birthright as essential reading for the character. All-Star Superman also served as the main inspiration for the new movie, which has been out for about a week and a half now, and I have also seen it. It is really good. To give you a short review, I once again believe a man can fly. That's all I have for today. I hope you've all enjoyed. Sorry it's really short, I've been busy with other things. The Gaslight video is still coming, you can have no worry about that, as well as the Ultron video is still up for auditions on Casting Talk Club, link in the description. I hope you all enjoyed the video, I hope you all have a good time. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. With all that said, stay true, stay safe, stay you. I've been your host, the Comic Wraith, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.
I'm gonna show you something beautiful.